Hello everyone, welcome to this random GAT math questions video. Now if you've been staying in tune with the series, do not worry. The second part of the Model 2 exam is coming soon and hopefully on schedule of the week. And yeah, now these questions came to me through my email as a request from a viewer. Thank you for sending them, and for anyone who has any personal requests like these, please do not hesitate to email me. Also, in no way, shape, or form am I a professional. I just solve these questions the way that I would solve them. The most important thing is that I will always give you the correct answer, always. And if there are better ways, please do leave them in the comments. If there are faster ways, if there are ways that maybe others would be more comfortable using, please do leave them in the comments, as this is a communal cause. In the end, we're just a bunch of students trying to help each other. So yeah. Also, I have finally made myself a way of making this something that I can actually take seriously and keep on doing for a while. I have linked my PayPal below for anyone who wants to make a contribution to make this a little bit more easier for me and maybe even make it something that I can pursue for a while. Gives me the motivation to actually do this because this does take a lot of time. And yeah, I'd appreciate anything. Thank you so much for viewing, and let's get right into these questions. So, for the first question, I have solved this question in front of two people. Both of them told me I take too long. So if you can do it faster, do it faster. This is personally what I've been most comfortably. This is the method that I most comfortably use. So this is very personal to me, and I can do it very fast. All right, but I'm not going to do it very fast just to show you. So we got 1 over 2 over 1 over 3 multiplied by 1 over 3 over 1 over 6 multiplied by 1 over 1 over 3. A very hefty question, but a very simple one as well. So how do I do this? First of all, let's start here. I go 1 over 2 multiplied by 3 over 1. If you take the reciprocal of the denominator, so basically if you just flip these numbers, you can take this division and cancel it, turn it into multiplication. And that's exactly what I do. So I take the reciprocal and let's go. This is 3 over 2. All right, so we're done with the first one. Instead of this giant mess, instead of this incredible mess, we have 3 over 2. All right. Now, during the actual exam, I don't clean up, but here, let's clean up. Then we have 1 over 3 over 1 over 6. Same thing. 1 over 3 multiplied by 6 over 1. Now that's just a third of 6, right? You can completely disregard this. A third of 6, or let's just say 6 over 3, right? So 6 divided by 3, that's 2. Okay, so then let's clean up. We have 2. 3 over 2 is being multiplied by 2. Now, did you notice something here? 2 and 2, they cancel each other out. Bam, bam. So, we got 3. So you cancel all of this and you have 3. All right, then we take the last one. 1 over 1 over 3. Again, it's just take the reciprocal. 1 over 1, right? And here you can just do that, right? Because 1 is just 1 over 1. So 1 over 1 is being multiplied by 3 over 1. That's just 3. If you multiply them together, which is 3 multiplied by 3, that is very simply 9. Now, as I said, during the actual exam, I have done this so many times, so that's why I can just do it very fast. So if you have a better method, I am very sure that there are. I think there is like some wild things where you just go like, yeah, oh, boom, boom, this is 1, and then like 1 over 1 over 2, yeah. So if you can do that, please leave it in the comments. You will help out a lot of people. So the answer here is 9. All right, moving on to the second question. We've got 2 cars that started a journey on the same road from opposite starting points. The speed of the first car, and here we go, this is our first numerical value, is 120 kilometers per hour, and the speed of the other car is 60 kilometers per hour. And if it takes the first car 9 hours to cover half of the distance, how long will it take the second car to cover the same distance? Okay, so this is completely irrelevant. Excuse me. The same distance. So basically, the first car covered this amount of distance, right, in 9 hours. So how long will it take the second car to cover that amount of distance, right? It's the same thing. Okay, the first car is going 120 kilometers per hour, and the second car is going 60. So the first car is just is that speed is 60 by 2. It's going twice as fast as the second car. So if it took 9 hours to reach that distance, so this car, right? It took 9 hours to go that way, right? And it's 120 kilometers per hour. That's its speed, right? I'm just trying to show you the logic here. All right, and then the second car. I want to make this a different looking car. It's not really, but how long will it take? And it's going 60 kilometers per hour. So the first thing I think is it's going to take more than this time, right? By how much? So this is double. 120 is double 60. So it will take double the time. Do you see why? So it'll just take double the time. This is going twice as fast as the second car. So if it took the first one 9 hours, it's going to take the second one 9 multiplied by 2. And yes, that is 18. The answer is A. All right, now we got number 3. In the triangle below, what is the value of A plus B? So they're talking about these two, A plus B. So first things first, these are external angles. There's a rule for external angles in a triangle, right? External angles. So if you ever want to find an external angle, so let's say we're trying to find A right now, we go look for the two interior angles. It's the sum of the two opposite interior angles. So we have here 90 denoted by this square, right? And we have here x. We're going to figure out what x is, right? So A is just going to be x plus 90. B is also going to be x plus 90. All right, so now let's see what this question wants from us exactly. So it gave us the value of 90 over here, right? But you're probably thinking, well, how are we going to figure out the two like any of the angles here? Which is a good point, other than the fact that you probably forgot that a triangle, or maybe you didn't ask that question, but if you did, then you got to remember, a triangle's sum, the sum of the angles of any triangle is 180. So if we have 90 here, we need to have two angles here that all of this combined is going to give you 180. All right, so that means that the other two angles they must be 90 divided by 2. Right? Do you see why? Of course, this could be like, let's say 30 or 40 or whatever. Most importantly is that we're going to have 90 divided by 2. If we add those two angles, we're going to have 90 in the end. So 90 divided by 2. 90 divided by 2 is, where is the color that I'm looking for? It's 45, right? So 45 could be here or whichever, but notice how when we're looking for A, we're just going to add any two opposite angles. So I can just add 90 plus 24. I'm just going to be conservative here and use this 90. It's 90 plus 45, I mean. So A or B is going to be 135. Each of them is 135 actually. So A and B equal 135. So, and if you add 135, because that's what the question is asking, you have to remember that. 135 plus 135, this is guaranteed to give you 270, which is D. Most important thing you learn is that you need to add the two opposite angles, and it does not matter what they are, as long as you know that oh, one of them is like 45, let's say. It must be 45. So just, there you go. You add it to 90 because these are two opposite angles which you know of. And you remember what the question wants from you, and you're gonna get 270. All right, moving on to question number 4. 0.03% of 0.03% of 1000 is which one of these? Might look intimidating, but it's actually really easy. Let's do it together. 0.03% is just 0.03 over 100 multiplied by the same thing, right? Of 1000. So of means multiply. I guess we've established that. All right, so how do we go on about this? Let's take the 1000 away for a bit. Focus on what we got going here, all right? So in multiplication, when we're multiplying any fractions, you just go straight across. 0.03 multiplied by 0.03, that's just 0.009, right? 2 zeros and 3 by 3, there you go. And then 100 over 100, that's just 10,000. So 1, 2, 3. All right, now we can get rid of this and keep it going. And we can bring back the 1000. Again, you multiply straight across. This is of course 1000 over 1, but it doesn't really matter. So 0.009 is being multiplied by 1000, which means you're gonna just move the decimal spot 3 places. 1, 2, 3. You get 0.9 over 10,000. Now, when we're multiplying, we move the decimal point to the right. This time we're going to move it to the left 4 places. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to put a decimal point here. A 0 will be there. And we're going to have 0.1, 2, 3. So that's 4 zeros. And we can remove the, oh, not the 9 itself, no. The decimal point. Now let's see which one does it match. First one, nope, too many zeros. Second one, 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect. Your answer is B. All right, now we have number 5. If 27 to the power of x is equals to 9 to the power of x plus 3, then what is the value of x? So let's keep that in mind. We are looking for the value of x. All right, now in any of these questions, now, first of all, for me personally, just looking at this question, I can go bam. It's definitely one of these two. And that's just because 27, 9, this is giving me 3 and 6 vibes, if that makes any sense, right? So yeah, it's giving me 3 vibes mostly. But we're gonna see. I have no idea. All right. So in any of these questions, you try to just match the bases. You got to make those two numbers equivalent. And how do you do that? You look to the, I guess, the least common multiple between them, which is 3. 27 could be easily simplified into 3. 9 could be easily simplified into 3. There you go. All right, so let's see how we're going to do that. Now 27. 3 to the power of what is 27? That's how I want you to think about it. You found your number, you found your least common multiple. Okay, it's 3. All right. Now 3 to the power of what will give me 27, or whatever that number is, right? Because we're trying to make them match. So then your answer is going to be 3 to the power of 3. All right. Now if you put x here, this is exactly the same as what we wrote here. We just changed the base. We just made this base 3. It is the exact same thing as this. All right, now let's keep matching the question. 9 to the power of x plus 3. 3 to the power of what is 9? That is 2. Okay, cool. And we bring back x plus 3. All right, now what's next? Which is a very important question you should be asking yourself always. What is next? So you have 3 to the power of 3, right? All right, now let's make this whole. Let's get rid of these parentheses. All right, so you're going to go 3 multiplied by x. That's how you do it. You go 3x. All right, that's cool. You do the same thing here, but you use the distributive property. So 2 is going to be multiplied by x and by 3. So what we're going to end up having is 3 to the power of 2x plus 6. Okay, cool. Now what? Now they're the same. You have equal bases. And now you can use the rule that tells you that if you have equal bases, these two are equal. So that would mean that you could say 3x is equivalent to 2x plus 6. And we are almost at the answer. So 3x and 2x, so this 2x is going to go over there, it's going to change symbols. I mean, if you do it from this side, it looks like it's going to become negative x, but it's not. Just, it really depends on perspective. So this is going to become x, because we're going to take away 2 from each side. So we're going to take away 2 x's from each side, right? And you're going to have x is equals to 6. And that is your answer. Okay, guys, now we have number 6, which, yeah, you can hear me laughing because I found the answer to with absolutely no logic. I don't know how I know this information, and I'm very sure that this is, of course, a very basic mathematic rule. Please write it in the comments. I'm an idiot, but okay. So it's focus with me here. So when a number is divided by 6, so by 9, I mean, so a number, you can say that it's x. It's being divided by 9, right? The remainder is 6, so let's say that r is 6. Okay, cool. Then what is the remainder when 6 times this number is divided by 9? So this is a bit weird, but my advice, whenever you see what is the something, forget about the something for a minute. When something is something, write this down first. Okay, so let's make a division here so that we don't get sidetracked. When 6 times, so 6 multiplied, this number is being divided by 9. So what is the remainder then? Right? That's the question. What is the remainder when 6 times this number, right? So what is the remainder when this occurs? So what is r? Now, I literally took one look at this. I wrote this down. I took one look at it and I was like, oh, it's 0. I have no idea why I know this, but alright, so 6 is being multiplied by 6 times that number, and the remainder here is 6. And so if that number is being multiplied by 6 and divided again by 9, my brain just went, oh, so then what's the point of the remainder? There is no remainder, it's 0. There is no remainder. So please write the actual answer to this question in the comments. I just found this really hilarious that my brain just knows this, and that if you want your brain to be able to do that, practice as much as possible. You're going to forget the rule. You're going to forget what the hell is happening. But you just remember it for some reason. So yeah, the answer is A, 0. All right, now we got question number 7. Now this question says, the width of the rectangle ABCD below is equal to 1/3 of its length, and its parameter is equals to 64 centimeters. Okay, so then what is the area of the shaded parts in square centimeters? So they want the area of these over here. All right, now this looks like it's going to be a long question because we need to find a lot of values. So first of all, they're saying that the width, so W is equals to 1/3 of its length, so 1/3 of the length, and the perimeter is equals to 64. All right, so we get P, which is 2L plus W, right? That's the equation. And so, okay, so here this is an instructive moment. You get W is equals to 1/3L, right? Just replace W over here with 1/3L. All right, now I'm gonna just freestyle this with you guys. So 2L plus distributive property over here, you get 2L plus 2/3L. All right, and this is equals to 64. Okay, so let's add the two L's together. This is L over 1, of course, and yeah. So this is L over 1, right? So that means to match, we need to multiply up and down by 3 so that we can match the denominators. Now we have here 9 over 3. I mean 6, oh god. Yeah, I mean 6 over 3 plus 2 over 3, which is just 8 over 3. So 8 over 3L is equals to 64, right? Yeah, because that's the whole perimeter. Okay, now to find L, we divide both sides by 8 over 3. Divide here by 8 over 3. Now when you get anything that looks like this, remember the reciprocal stuff. Guys, if there's an easier way, please do it. This is going to take a while with me. So you get 64 multiplied by the reciprocal of 8 over 3, which is this. 3 multiplied by 64. It is not that difficult if you use old math techniques. 3 by 4, that is 12. 3 by 6, that is 18. Plus 1, 192. All right, cool. We got 192, and it's being divided by 8. So we can just take 192 divided by 8. Long division. All right. It's taking longer than I expected. All right, so how many 8s fit into 19? 2, because 2 by 8, 16. Take them away, get 3. Bring the 2 down. Now we get 32, so 8 divided by 32. How many 8s can fit into 32? The answer is 4. 4 by 8, that is 32. Okay, so we have our final answer here, 24, finally. So L is equals to 24. All right, so we have that. And we have that the width is 1/3 of L. So 24 divided by 3, that's what? That's 8. That is 8. Yeah, so 8 multiplied by 3 is 24. Okay, so now we're looking for this, right? But it's, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to take the area of the whole rectangle and subtract it by the non-shaded area, because it's the easier one to find its area. All right, so what's the area of the whole thing? It is 24 by 8. Let's zoom in over here. It's 24 by 8. That's the area of the whole thing. 8 by 4, we've said that that's 32. And 8 by 2, that is 16, plus 3, 192. This number makes a debut. So this is the whole area, right? So we're going to take a number from that to get the shaded parts area. All right, what is that number going to be? So yeah, this is a triangle. Can you guys see that? This is a very nice triangle over here. A very clean triangle. Gonna try and mark it. Maybe I didn't mark it with the best of colors. This is a triangle. And it's, wow, okay, so its base extends the whole length of the rectangle. So its base is, yeah, by the way, I switched those, I just realized. This is 8, this is 24. Okay, good. Doesn't matter actually, because since it's a triangle, it is half multiplied by base by height. Doesn't matter what order, right? So 8 multiplied by 24. We have already talked about how this is 192. Oh my god, so it's just half of 92. And half of 92 is 96, matter of fact. Yeah. Oh wow, okay, so as you can see, this took a long time. I personally don't see any way that I can do it faster than this. I think it's just a lengthy question that if you see in the exam, just try to make it last. Well, if you see the same one, then you should know it's just 96. But if you see a question like this and you can kind of feel like it's taking too long, so right about here, you should be like, now I'll do other questions and I'll be back. But save your progress. So reach a certain point and then just save your progress and come back to it later. Yeah, that would be my advice in solving these really lengthy questions. Unless you have a faster way of solving it, then yeah, you can just go ahead and do that. All right, now we have question number 8. A man starts a journey by driving directly south for 30 kilometers. So there we go, we have our first number. Then directly east for 40 kilometers, and finally north for 60 kilometers. Now, I'm marking this down because let's say I'm reading it and it looks like this to me, right? I can't see the figure. You have to mark it down so that you make it easier for yourself to make an equation. But since we have a figure right here, I actually don't need to because the figure just explains everything to me. All right, now now we're gonna go into the question. So I personally recommend you guys to highlight the question so that you don't get sidetracked on what you're being asked for. So what is the question? The question is saying, what is the shortest distance between the points where he stopped and where he started? So from the point he started till the point he stopped, what is the shortest distance? It's a little bit worded in a weird way here, but same meaning. So let's see. We have this very weird figure, 30, 40, and 60. And he started, where did he he drove south for 30 kilometers. So he definitely started here, right? Because this is going down 30 kilometers. And he stopped and finally directly north. So he stopped at B. So what we're looking for is what is the shortest distance from here to here, which looks like this. All right, now this is a little bit of a weird one because you have this very unpleasant thing, right? But what do you do with unpleasant things? You try and fix them. So let's try and fix this. Let's try and make it a actual rectangle. And let's see the shape that we're gonna get. This is a triangle, guys. Can you see it now? It's a triangle. And we also, so what we need is to find the hypotenuse of this triangle. It's as easy as that. We need to find this length over here, right? So this is 40, which means that this is also 40. And this whole thing is 60. And so this is going to be 30, because this is 30, so the rest of it is going to also be 30. And now we have a very important concept. You must remember the famous triangles. They will help you a lot. In a case such as this, it's a right triangle, by the way, which is also very important. So let me make sure that I confirm it for you guys. Here you go. Now it's a right triangle. Oh, yeah, of course it's a right triangle because it's in the corner of a rectangle. So yeah, I'm just making sure that you guys know that. So the famous right triangles of Pythagoras, you have the 30, 40, 50. One of them is the 30, 40, 50, which just means that this is going to be 50, which is C. But I wouldn't have known that. I would have had to go through the whole Pythagorean theorem and things until I get it. But since I just remember one of his famous triangles, you can just solve it instantly. Alright, now question 9 is asking, if y is equals to x minus m over f plus m, then which of the following is correct? Now, you can see here in the choices that each of them is trying to solve for m, right? Yeah, so that means that what we're going to do is try and solve for m. And over here we can see that we have, over here, we can see that we have a little bit of a mistake where they are repeated. So maybe this is an answer, but we're going to have to check. All right. So let's see what we have here. So right now we're going to just try and solve for m. So what does that mean? We're just going to have to try and put m on that side, on the equal side. So we're going to take, for example, this expression, x minus m is equals to, and if you do that in a fraction, you have to multiply whatever is here by the denominator. So you get y f plus m. Alright, then you go distributive property. Very straightforward so far. Is equals to yf plus ym. Very good. Now why did we do that? Well, what we're trying to do here is to separate the m terms. We're trying to put them together so that they're just separate on one side, just trying to get them on one side. So now we can do that. Why? Because we can just go, oh, I'll just add m to both sides and get rid of the m here, right? So plus m plus m. Here's what it's going to look like now. And we're also going to do minus yf minus yf, just so that things are clearer. So we have x minus negative yf, right? Or actually, it's not minus negative, it's just minus yf. Alright. And we have is equals to m plus ym. Now, this is really interesting because most people here would look at this and they're like, oh, we're stuck. There's what more? You can't add these two, right? So what more can you do? Well, you can factor out the m because it has common terms with these numbers. So what is that going to look like? You're going to go m1 plus y. Do you see that? You just, yeah. It's very straightforward, but actually a lot of people miss it. I personally miss it all the time. And of course here we have x minus yf. But now you can see that it's very easy to just get m at this point, because to get m you will divide both sides by 1 plus y to get m, and m is being multiplied by 1 plus y, so you'll divide both sides by 1 plus y. And you have to remember that we were not looking for a number, so you don't keep going. You don't go, oh, okay, now I'll just bring this back and bring this here, and you don't keep going. That's it. So m is just going to equals to x minus yf over 1 plus y. So now we have m. Let's check if our answer is included in the choices. X minus yf plus y, 1 over 1 plus y. And yeah, here it is. B. M is equals to x minus yf over y plus. Now we move on to question number 10. Ahmed has 4 riyals less than double the amount of what Walid has, and Ali has 1/3 of what Ahmed has. If the three of them have 134 riyals, how much does Ali have? First of all, none of your business. Second of all, this question I was actually stuck on it for a while and I ended up using my friend's help. So instead of me explaining it, you're going to get my very nice friend explaining it, and he probably explains it better than me, and I'll catch you guys when we're done with this question.
So basically, بس you have to rewrite them. فأحمد قلنا 2w minus 4 وعلي third of Ahmed, so basically is Ali equals 2w minus 4 over 3. صح؟ خلاص, now you just 2w minus 4 over 3 plus 2w minus 4, that's not y, that's a 4, plus w. We're just using this equation again, equals 134. Now we multiply 3 for the whole thing, you know, we multiply by 3, it's 6w minus 12, and this just remove the 3 from here, minus 4, and you multiply this w by 3, w, which equals, when we multiply this by 3 we get 402, I think, right? Yeah, we get 402. Okay, when we do that, we just combine like terms. 2, 6, and 3, this is 9, 11w, minus 4 and 12 is 16, minus 16 equals 402. 11w equal, we just put this there, we get 418. Then we just, after you توديه هناك بيطلع 418, then you do long division, you get 38, you get Walid equals 38, and then you plug Walid here and you'll get what Ali has. That's it.
Plugging back into what I'm supposed to have, we're going to get 2 multiplied by 38 minus 4 over 3. 2 multiplied by 38. We're gonna write that down. 2 by 8, 16. 2 by 3, that is 6, plus 1, you get 7. Minus 4, that is 72. And then you divide that by 3. And we kind of don't need to do a long division here. We're just gonna get 24. That is the final answer. Why I got stuck on this question in particular was because I did not follow the rule of multiplying the whole equation by 3. You have to multiply the whole equation by 3, not just some parts of it and parts not. And that sounds obvious, but it actually took me hours and I couldn't do it. So I said I had to consult a friend here. But yeah, 24, C. Thank you so much for making it till the end of the video. And thank you to my viewer. I didn't know if you would like to be included, like your full name in the video. So thank you YS for sending in those questions. Part 2 is coming, don't worry. I did not ignore that there were 10 more questions, or I think there are more. I did not ignore that there were more questions. Part 2 is coming very, very soon. And thank you KQ for helping me with that one question. I hope you guys enjoyed his explanation. He's the one who always helps me when I'm struggling, so thank you. And yeah, this is the end of the video. Be sure to check the description. My email is down there if you'd like to send me any more questions. Also my PayPal if you'd like to support this channel and help me grow, help me make this an actual thing that I can pursue. I'm glad that we now have a platform to just help each other out. The whole reason I started this whole thing was because I was really struggling with this exam. Didn't find really any resources to study for it on my own. So I decided to become the resources. And if I can do it, you guys can do it. Trust me, I'm not even that good at math, but I just wanted to help. And if you all guys want to help as well, go ahead, do something good. Help the people who are around you. It will surely, surely, surely be good for everyone. This channel is a communal cause. Help those in the comments. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. الله يوفقكم جميعا.